Hey, welcome friends. It's Barb Pass to paint for you. I'm outside today. The light keeps going in and out. I'm hoping we'll get some sunshine. I'll show you what we're going to paint. That cute little barn. Again, we're going to, just go for it and hope that some sunlight comes along and we can capture some of that too. Working on an 8x10. And got a tone like I normally do, nice and bright. We're going to look through our view catcher, like always, to set up our composition. All right, so shutting one eye, looking through here, we're going to see where things land. Barn's going to be pretty high on the canvas. I don't want to get too high to where it would cause a problem when I frame it. And I can see the distant roof of the building next to it over there. That's approximately the perimeters of it. All right, we'll hold our brush out like this to get the angles of our roof line that we see. It is very steep, about like that. Bunch of scruffy stuff here. It's a very old barn. I don't know how old they use it. I think as a garage now. So we'll just run that up higher than we need to. My husband grew up not far from here, and he remembers as a boy coming by here in the dark, and they were afraid of this barn. Isn't that funny? Kids, somebody probably came up with some story about it, and I think that's cute. So we'll look at this shape. See, I'm thinking I'm going to stop right here before I go any further. I'm higher than I want to be. I don't want to be that high. So let's bring things down. Part of the reason I did that is because I drew that line on up and it kind of threw me off. I don't want to be that high. It's a cute barn though. It's got a dormer in the front. Again, I'm hoping we get some sunlight before we eventually. If we get it even before we're done, we can always come back and add it in. And I can see, as I mentioned, the roof of the building next door there a little bit. There's a zigzag of detail there. I don't know whether we'll add it, but we'll kind of put it in just to give us an idea of the height of this. There's a big scruffy bush here too, so I can't see the corner. I like painting down this area too because there isn't a lot of traffic. little shutters. I think it's been converted to a garage, so I don't care about the front of it. It's just cute. Got a little section of fence here. Cooled off a lot, a little too quickly for my taste. I love fall, but so I'm doing a sketch and I'm considering the values too. So I'm kind of getting in some of these values also. Again, I can't see much in the front there, just a bit of white because there's stuff growing all over. I have taken a few pictures of this scene, and they had nice light on them, so I can go back, and suggest that if I want. And there's a sidewalk, comes in and runs up that way. Okay, again, we can see part of the roof of the next door building, but this stuff grows out and blocks the building. Down in the very distance, I don't know if we want it, I see telephone poles. There's a tree here. And actually there's a bit of a, oh, it's probably the other end of that building way over there. I can see some of the roof line. We're going to use our little scraping tool to remove any paint we don't want. And the building is red, kind of a dark red. So I think we'll go ahead, again, because we're considering values too. I'll go ahead and get a little value on this building. It's a little darker, of course, under the overhang. And if we get some sun again, that's going to change everything. Like 6 little window panes. Those look like old windows. I don't want to block it in solidly though, because I would like to see some of my tone coming through. Here's a case where, if you tone and you're thinking value, you could have toned this in green, the complement to the red, and then if anything peeked through, it would be the green color. Just went dark with this. It's white pickets, but I'm thinking more of the negative shape. I said there's a telephone pole way up there. check this again. Check the angle of that roof. Pretty steep. Spider. They are everywhere right now, aren't they? If you can tell in the fall. They're just floating everywhere. And this goes down a little bit, and the dormer comes out. Trying to consider whether I got that. That dormer is bigger than I've got it. Looks like it comes all the way. Again, I can't really see anything there. And across the street down here are some distant trees. Just depends on what you want to add and what you want to leave out. You may not want to put everything in that you see, because I got a tree encroaching here, and I don't think I'll use it because I think I want this to be all sky. Let's scrape some of that off. It's pretty heavy. Gosh, let's see, it's a metal roof up there, kind of ribbed. All right, put our view catcher aside. Think about color. Again, I wish we had our sunlight right here now to work with. You know, I can start wherever I want. And if the sun does blast out, I have to decide, you know, what I want to do. Do I want to chase it, or, I mean, I would like some sunlight on this scene, obviously. All right, I'm looking at the dormer, which is metal. So I'm kind of making a blue-gray kind of color. And we may put some variation in it, but for now we'll just get it blocked in. Let's see, do we want to stay with this somewhat smaller brush for now? No, I think I'll go bigger. If you want to be loose, it helps to go with a bigger brush. The roof looks, well, I'm at a real sharp angle to it, but it looks kind of rusty red. It's metal too. So maybe into this mixture that we've already used, we'll put a little red in there. You know, I don't want the roof red, I don't think. Now again, this is a block end, so we can decide how we want to come back. And all right, let's mix up something for the side of the, I could do whatever I wanted here. I could block in the sky, I could go after the greens. Let's go after the greens. For now, just a dark transparent green, ultramarine blue, Indian yellow. We'll start with that. Usually at the base of the shrubs is where it's the darkest. I'm going to angle this, I think, kind of angle your eye in toward the building. All right, I'm looking in the distance here. I'm going to cool this off a little bit. And put in some of these, even though they don't read that way to me. I want them to recede. I think it got down into the 50s last night. It's pretty nice right now. Trying to scrub this in. I'm not around the front, but I think this stuff grows kind of all around that doorway in the front. Okay, let's see. This roof line is pretty green also. It's kind of a cool green. Let me see, make sure I'm putting it where I see it. And this is again a continuation of this roof. Actually, I'm not going to worry about the tree branches in front of it, I don't think. And of course this is green, this is green here. This is like a driveway, as there's one there too. And the sidewalk. So let's block in the sky color. Which sometimes very early, that's a good thing to do. You can kind of block in that big negative space all around the trees and things that you see. Still some clouds up there. It's kind of gray today. All right, let's see what we see here. Want more paint on my brush. Everything goes down and our dormer comes out. And we could, and we might warm up and lighten it as it comes down. Move my little hook for a second. Get some paint under there. I see a few sky holes in that tree. Maybe we'll suggest them. I did add a little bit of yellow and more white to warm it and lighten it. All right, let's look at the red barn. Again, I'm really hoping for some light before we're done. And I may go home again and get my photos out that I took of it and add that light. It's a cool red. So I've got crimson out here. But I don't want it to be real saturated, so I'm going to put some green in it and kind of kill the intensity of it. Crimson's a pretty powerful color, so it's taken quite a bit of green to gray it down. You know, and we can come back, of course, and alter it. I'm going to put ultramarine blue in some of it too and pull it darker up there where the shadowed area is. It's a fun subject, don't you think? Got squirrels running around me over here. I'm tucking some of that red in there so it can peek through the shrubbery. All right, we've got shutters here we've got to remember. I should mix up more paint as I go. I'm bad about that a little bit. I mean, I don't mind when you mix more and it changes it somewhat. I think that's fine. But I guess I tend to be a little frugal with it, not on purpose. So I'm kind of shifting it, getting a little more green in some areas, a little more crimson in others. it's only like the second car that's went by us. Isn't that nice? The white is, kind of dirty white. So I'm kind of graying it down. This is a big brush for what I'm doing. Probably odd that there's shutters on here at all, isn't there? See, I am off to an angle so much that I have realized, which you probably realized a long time ago, I do not have these even. I'm standing off to the right, so you have a front-on view. So, no big deal. Hold my hands steady. Let's see if I can get over there. Some blue there. That actually kind of zigzags back and forth, so I may want to get a little brush out later on and work on that. if I do metal roofs, which I do occasionally, and have a little ruffled edge, I just do, I don't do the whole thing, I do a piece of it. Hard to do without balancing your hand. Standing and reaching in, you know. Nice thing about oils, though, you can push them around. I'm trying to see what I see down there on this distant roof. It's very dark under there. And I see the tiniest bit of a detail. Which again, this is a huge brush for this. Revisit that. We'll see. I can actually, what I'm doing when I hold up my brush to my scene is I'm seeing where I hold it out here and I see where it hits. Where is this as I look out there? I'm not very far out from the buildings at all. Kind of see a tree there. Sorry, I'm cool. When I'm cool, my nose runs. As I look at this, I think that green is awful saturated. I feel like it pulls your eye. So I'm going to add some blue to it and cool it off. We'll see how that feels. And I can pull some stuff over it too if I want. I'm just glad I was able to get out today. Still not sunny, but at least I'm out, right? There's a hummingbird looking at me. Isn't that cool? They're still around. checking me out. That was neat. I wonder what drew him in. I wonder if the pink on my canvas drew him in. Maybe. There's a lot of white flowers over in this stuff. Let me look at that a little bit better. It's pretty. There's some cools in that, cool greens, which is kind of nice. You know, and this is closer to us, we might consider maybe some palette knife work in it. And again, I'm seeing some kind of white blooms in there. Do they have to be white? No, and they might be prettier if they weren't, I don't know. For now, I'm doing what's there, and I can always change it. Oh, hi, how are you?
I see you all over town.
Yeah, I've been painting all around. I painted that house a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, the barn. Working on the barn. I'm hoping the light comes out. I've got great photos of it though with sunlight on it, so I can always go back and kick it up later. Yeah.
Oh, you have great perspective.
Oh, thank you.
Wonderful. And you got my bridal veil there.
Oh, do you own the barn?
No.
Oh.
I own up to the barn.
Oh, right up to the barn, so that's your foliage. Okay.
When you're done,
Do what?
do we get the painting? When
You think so?
We
I've
don't
been.
own the
Ah!
barn.
Oh, shucks. We do.
Oh,
We don't.
oh,
We don't own it.
that's fuzzy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
My husband, we both grew up here in Mason. Mike Pask. Do you remember my husband?
I didn't
Are you from
actually
Mason?
grow up in
Oh,
Mason,
okay, okay.
But obviously he did.
He's living with you now?
Yes, he's my ex-husband. And so
Oh.
he grew up in this house.
Okay, wow.
Like, I think it was 60, 70, not quite 70, probably 75 years ago, my mother-in-law and father-in-law bought the house.
Wow.
And then when my mother-in-law died, it was like, what are we going to do with this house? Because it's a beautiful house.
Oh, it's really old, isn't it?
1868.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we ripped up the wall-to-wall carpet, all that. I love ripping up carpet though, so it was okay. And underneath several layers of yuck, there was the original linoleum, actual linoleum, like the actual linoleum floors. Well, I fell in love with the floors, and I owned that house at the very end. My nephew actually lives there now, at the very end of Dawson.
Okay.
And so I decided, well, I'll just rent that house and I'll move in this house. So I bought the house from the whole, all the heirs and all that stuff. And it really was a very good deal because Fuzzy took care of his mom for years and years and years.
Yeah,
And,
well, he was so close too. That was
they
nice.
didn't contribute. So, it ended up being a really good deal. But it's just, I just fell in love with the floors, and they're still there. And
Very
they're all
nice.
bare, and it's just, I did have to redo, I had to redo the foyer, and the kitchen had, oh my God, just layers and layers and layers of, I don't even know, I think it was carpet when I first started coming up here in the kitchen.
Wow.
Who does that? I mean,
Yeah, right. I don't like it in kitchens and bathrooms, but people, all the stuff
I know,
they,
who does that?
and people covered up hardwood years ago. Nobody seemed to like hardwood, remember?
Right.
They would carpet
Yes.
it.
Well,
It preserved it though,
yeah,
so.
it did, but there was all this tarry stuff, so I had to actually
Wow.
get people to come and fix that. I couldn't do
Oh,
that.
sure.
But
Wow.
we did dig all of it up, and upstairs it's all pine wood,
Neat.
and the pine wood is actually too soft.
Pine,
so
yeah, it's a softer wood.
splinty and all that stuff. So I did actually cover it up with parquet, but it's a wonderful
Wow.
house.
So how long have you been living in it?
Let's see, probably 7 years maybe.
Oh, okay. Not too long. Okay.
Yeah, about 7, maybe 8. No, probably 7.
Now, did Fuzzy sell his house?
He's in the process of
Oh, okay.
doing that.
Yeah, we stopped over there, my husband and I, several years ago, and I painted. He had old Betsy then.
Yeah.
So I photographed it in his garage, and then I donated it to the Historical Society.
Oh,
They
that
auctioned
was
it off. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Old Betsy was actually here the other day
Wow.
visiting. They were getting ready to go on the parade. So,
Oh, yes.
they drove it up here so he could see how, pretty it still looked because
Oh,
he refurbished
yeah.
old Betsy and all
Right,
that stuff.
right.
So, I'm sorry, what again was your name?
Barbara Pask, P-A-S-K.
P-A-S-K.
Like I said, Fuzzy knows my husband pretty well.
Yeah.
Mike got out in 61, so weren't they close? Fuzzy, a couple years older? Graduated in 61.
I
My
don't
husband
know
did.
when he graduated. He went to Chaminade and Fenwick and Chaminade.
Okay, because Mike knew him. I don't know.
And, well,
Yeah.
everybody.
Everybody knows Fuzzy, yeah.
So,
Right, right.
And I'm just the, person that takes care of Fuzzy.
Aw.
But, yeah,
Aw.
everybody knows.
Aw.
Anyway, now we're redoing the downstairs bathroom because my son and daughter-in-law and baby granddaughter just moved up to Chicago like 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And the next day I had sitting out here a brand new bathroom sink for Fuzzy for when he got up, and I said, oh look, there's a sink for you to put in. And then that led to this and that and the other.
Oh,
so
my
we redid the whole
gosh.
bathroom and now
Wow.
we're working on the kitchen and putting up better ceiling and stuff.
Oh, it never ends. Even, yeah, no matter what age the house is, it never ends, does
Yeah.
it?
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for doing
Oh, it's nice talking to you.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I've been jumping all around. I painted the side of the blue house down there, and I painted several days up by Middleton's. The old barn that's across the street. Someone told me they're going to put condos in there. I painted, yeah, that it's kind of pink colored now, the barn, and that cute white building in front. It has like green trim. I painted that one day, and I painted the old lumber company,
Yeah.
Mason Lumber. Nancy Knight's buying that from me because her father worked there. So yeah, like 3 different days I was down there painting.
My mom has the red house on, well, I own the red house, but my mom lives there on Forest. That's right behind the.
Is that the big mission style kind of house? Let's see, maybe I have the wrong one.
It's on Forest. So here's the lumber company.
Uh-huh.
There's, the continuation of the main street kind of, that goes like this.
Right.
And Forest is right there. So, like, her
Does it go down by
backyard
the
is
old
railroad
church?
tracks and-
Is that great big house right on the corner, the big red brick?
No, it's not. No, that's next door.
Oh, okay.
So it's
the real old
the red-
2-story. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've caught that in. I
Yeah.
painted looking down that way, and I've got a
good job.
piece of that in a paint.
Okay.
Sometime I'll have to put all these Mason paintings someplace.
I know that
in an
would be-
exhibit
that
in
would be
town, yeah.
Great having a
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
That
of
would
all of
be
them together.
wonderful.
Yeah, but I've
Maybe
done the
the
ice cream
library.
place a few times. I sell it because people like the ice cream place.
Yeah.
Odessos, and yeah, I don't know. I've been all over. I kept one of them. I loved it. I did this whole row of houses. I think
Oh,
the red
really?
brick was the first one in the whole row. I did a little panoramic view of the whole. Yeah,
Oh, that's neat.
yeah. It's like I'm keeping this one. This is my town. So
That's
so.
very cool. I
Oh.
think this is wonderful that you
Oh,
did
thank you. Yeah, I love it. This is a tone here. It won't stay.
Yeah.
Most of it gets covered, but yeah. But it makes it fun,
it. It does.
Oh, I got some light.
There you go.
All
Go
right.
for it. Okay.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
I'm sorry about that. I almost forgot I was recording. That was really exciting for you, wasn't it? I'm going to try to warm this up here where I saw the sun coming through a few minutes ago. We'll see. Again, this may be one I go back to and look at my pictures that I took and, introduce some of this light. I think it'd make it a lot more interesting. Oh gosh. I'm getting excited. I see it over there. It just keeps coming and going now. It's gone again. Shoot. I can't do it if I can't see it. I don't know what I'm doing here. But I want it bad. So I'm so sorry. I did. I actually forgot we were recording here. But it's nice to talk to people. They generally like seeing you out here. All right, let's move on. Let's think about, she liked that I had her shrub in there. I'm going to take my warmest blue, which is my cobalt, and my warmest yellow, which is cad yellow medium, and put a little white in it. We'll thin it down. If I knew how to edit, I could edit out that conversation probably. I don't know how to edit. I did learn how to put a photo on my thumbnail. I don't know if you noticed or not. I've got the finished paintings now on a lot of the recordings, picture of the finished painting. I've said before, when you watch me paint, it's like visiting with me, because it's live. For better or worse, right? Some of these paintings I've done in places I probably should give away, because what am I going to do with them, right? Okay, I'm looking here actually. Stuff, some of it runs over the window. was talking to somebody that was in an older town recently painting, and talked to someone local and was just saying how lucky they were, to have all the old houses. And their response was, it's too poor of an area to tear them down. And there is some truth to that, I think. A lot of times that's why they remain areas, just, up and coming places. They tend to rip down even historic homes, sadly. Little pickets are smaller. Yeah, I'm so crowded down here. I think I might have to do that later too. Yeah, see, I can't do it from this angle. I could do it, take the painting off and do it. I'll kind of scratch them in for now, and then I'll come back and put them in later. Okay. I put all those in, but I really can't see them, so let's cover them up. All right, let's mix up something for all this. Oh, there's that light again. I want it really bad. I'm just trying to figure out. Let's do this. Let's get our scraper, and we'll scrape it out where I see it. I think that'll work, and then I see it all up in there. It's kind of shooting across, which is kind of nice, kind of making a pattern. See a little bit down in there. See, this is one thing you can do with oils. Kind of that whole area. It just went away. Daggone, I just can't move quick enough, can I? The whole thing wasn't. Starting to get warmer. So I'm mixing some orange and some crimson and some white. I'm trying to get something that feels a bit more like sunlight. I tell you, don't change the light, but I mean, this is another way to work. Some people do that. They wait till they block in and then kind of show up and wait for the light. We'll see what we think of that when I get it home, get away from it. I kind of follow the shapes that I scratched in there. some lighter areas here and there, I'm kind of suggesting. Now the concrete, you know, I want a gray color, but I usually I keep it a little on the warm side. Because again, we don't have any sunshine. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, and sometimes you get plein air works home and they're just too dark. It's a common mistake. Sometimes you just have to go back and put a light into them. So. I think that's just very confusing.
Related to the past?
I am a Pask.
You are a past.
Uh-huh. I'm married to Mike.
Oh, you are? Your
Uh-huh.
ex-wife? Okay.
Yeah, I came to your house one time and photographed old Betsy
Oh, all right.
several years ago, and then I painted it and donated it to the city.
Yeah, they got
and they-
$600 and some dollars.
Yeah, they auctioned it off.
Yeah, almost 700.
Yeah.
Well, they used to live down the street from here.
Mike? Oh, yeah, right here?
Yeah.
I know. I think it's kind of cool that I painted in his old neighborhood.
I know.
Yeah, I grew up down, I went to Mason too, but I
Oh,
was
okay.
10 years behind Mike, so I grew up down in Willowdale, they used to call it.
Yes.
Yeah, down in that area.
So how
So
is Mike?
he's good. He's good. He'll be 80 in February.
Oh,
but-
3 years younger than me.
Okay, I knew you were apart a little bit, but
Yeah.
no, he still hunts and fishes, and he's home today working on our shed. We live off of Kings Mills Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on Lakeview.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's pretty good. He still climbs trees and gets up on the roof and does more than he should.
Yeah, well, I was on the fire department for close to 60 years.
Wow, I know. Yeah, everybody knows your name.
Oh, yeah, they call me Fuzzy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you driving. We went to a wedding, and you drove the bride and groom over in the fire truck.
Yeah, I did quite a few of those.
James. Yeah, I was trying to remember her. I don't remember her name, but we knew him. Yeah,
His last name.
James Nichol. Nichol was his name, but I think you knew her probably.
Probably did,
Yeah, I think she was like a volunteer or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they live up in Minnesota now. Yeah. But-
If you want to see the one that Mike's mom painted.
oh, do you have one of hers?
Oh, yeah, it's hanging on the wall.
Oh,
It's up
sure.
the house.
Yeah, can I come in when? Yeah, I'm recording here. I forget I'm recording.
Oh, okay.
I have a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and which doesn't matter. It's fine. But is that okay if I come in when I'm done? Okay, thank you. I'll do that. Oh, through the side. Okay,
In the kitchen.
great. Thank you. Well, isn't that cool? My mother-in-law was an artist, and he apparently has one of my mother-in-law's paintings. So yeah, I'm going to go and look at that. She was fairly well known around here. She taught painting, and yeah, isn't that interesting? So what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to throw some green on here. I'm not loving the way that this looks over here, so we'll just cover it up for now, and I'll think about it. It's a sidewalk that runs up through there, and I don't think it felt like that, so we'll just cover it up for now. But we need some suggestion of distance and perspective wise it needs to run off. So we'll think about it. I'm so sorry I keep having these conversations. That's how it is, when you get out here to paint, So I think we're going to call quits, and I'm going to load this stuff up, and I'm going to go check out my mother-in-law's painting. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I don't know what one he's got. she moved to Florida as an later in life, and a lot of what she did then was like, typical Florida scenes, which didn't interest me as much. I like barns. And I probably will be adding some more layers to some of this, but we could even put some light back in there. All right, canvas is covered. I'm going to take it home and see what I think it needs. I feel like that angle's off a little bit, so caught my eye. All right, I hope you enjoyed watching that. Just about an hour. And again, there'll probably be a lot more work too. I have some things to resolve. I have to figure out what I want to do on this side. I have kind of suggested some things there. But I like it. I think. And again, I'm off to the right. Like this angle to me looks a little like it needs straightened up. I'm not directly behind it, so. All right, thanks for joining me. I had fun with this. I'm so glad I got out today. All right, you take care. I'll catch you soon. Like and subscribe.